Hi guys, this is Eliza. Welcome back to Eliza's Bookshelf. I wanted to do this video for so long. I just felt like I didn't have all the information in my head because I read these books so long ago. But today I am going over some underrated romance recommendations based on books that you love, that I've been seeing people love now. So yeah, let's get started. It's only gonna be a few books though, because again, there's just so many books that I read a long time ago that I probably don't remember. But number one, and I know not everyone has read this series yet, so I do want to talk a little bit about them and then I'll let you know my recommendation. But number one, so if you love the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy, then I have a certain recommendation for you. But I want to go over this first because not everyone, Kaylee, has read them. So it is a 4-book series with a 5th book that came out recently that tied, it's just kind of revisiting them years later, see where they're all at. But it's a sports romance series. All of these people are all the guys are part of this hockey team. I even forgot what the hockey team is called, but they're at this college, they're part of this hockey team, and it's all about their romances. My favorite is always going to be number 1, The Deal, but each book is following a different couple, and there's just different scenarios, different storylines, different tropes of each one. The Deal is always going to be my favorite, so I'll talk about that mostly. Honestly, I reread this book when The Legacy came out recently. I reread the whole series and I still can't remember which book is about who, except for this one, because this is my all-time favorite. So let's talk about this one. So number 1 of the series, and I read this a long time ago when the cover is like this guy without a shirt on, showing his abs. A long time ago, all the romances covers were like that. Nowadays, it's like cute, cartoony covers, but back then it was all about the male model. So I read this series a long time ago when, I'll put a picture here, when the covers is just like these male models, which I like too. I mean, they all matched, but these new covers, I feel like I can carry them places. So I liked it. So The Deal. The reason why I liked it so much is obviously my favorite trope is friends to lovers trope in romance. And so we follow these two in college. The girl, see, my memory is so bad. Hannah Wells and Graham Garrett. So Hannah Wells, she super smart girl who is doing well in all of her classes, and she is a musician. I forgot what she plays. Guitar, piano. Oh, I'm so bad, but I think she plays piano. So let's say that. So yeah, she's super smart. She has good head on her shoulders. She's doing this music program at the college. And then we have Garrett Graham, who is a ice hockey player. He's part of the school team, but he's not doing so hot in just this one class. He's not like being lazy or anything like that. He is seriously not doing well in this class, which a lot of people are having a hard time. Hannah Wells is not one of those people who are having a hard time. He meets her at the end of one of these classes and somehow sees that she aced this paper or this exam. And he's like, hey, do you mind helping me out? Because I need this grade in order to stay on the hockey team, the ice hockey team. She's like, no, I don't owe anything to you. I don't know who you are. You're not my responsibility. That's okay, I will pass. Like, she's not getting anything out of it, right? So she's like, no, thank you. I am super busy with my life. Of course, eventually they get into this relationship, where yes, she is trying to help him out with his schoolwork, but he's helping her out with something else too. But eventually they form this cute little friendship, and then it turns into something more, and it's just super cute. I loved it. And I think it's just so funny because the way they bonded in the beginning is through watching Breaking Bad together. Hannah is like, you know what, you're not really my friend, and we're not even in the same circles, and I don't want to be associated with you, but I've been trying to watch this show, so let's watch it together. And that's kind of like where their friendship started. They're just like making side comments about the show. And I think it's so funny because in the beginning, when my husband and I were just friends, we would watch Prison Break together. We watched the whole first season together, and we'd always talk about like, oh shit, he's breaking out of prison again. Oh no, he's back in prison. Who is this lady? So we bonded over that and we kind of became more than friends, but I think it's just so cute. This is my favorite. I've reread this maybe about 5 times. Yeah, so this is one of my favorite contemporary romance series, and they do have a spin-off of the series too called the Briar U series, the Briar University. So I have read all of those. They were pretty good. They're okay. It's just nothing really stuck in my mind as much as the deal. So I have this full set. So if you loved that series, I would say give, and maybe you already have, but I just feel like no one has really talked about this series. I don't really see it anywhere. I feel like the off-campus series is getting this big cult following on, Bookstagram and Book Talk. So it's getting a lot of buzz again. So I do know the Book Box is doing the separate special edition box for these series, and it's so expensive. It's like $150 for 4 books, and I don't know, I might just buy it. But this other series that I think you would like if you love this one, that I feel like has not been getting a lot of, buzz or a lot of, attention, is the Game On series by Kristen Callahan. So this is another older series. I think it was first published in 2014. It's a 4-book series on Goodreads. There's supposed to be a 5th book, but that was back in 2017, and I don't think it ever had been written. I'm not sure. So as of right now, it is a 4-book series, and I think I read them all too, but again, there's only one book that really stands out in my head. Like I remember the plot and stuff like that. So I think they're all good, but one of them is my favorite, so I'll talk about that. Book 1 is the hookup, book 2 is the friend zone, book 3 is the game plan, book 4 is the hot shot. So once again, it centers around this group of guys who are in this set. It's about football players. But the friend zone is my favorite because once again, friends to lovers is my favorite trope. In the friend zone, we have this girl, which I forgot the names. So Gray, I think his name is Gray Grayson. What is up with these names? So we have Garrett Graham, we have Gray Grayson. I just think it's so funny. But anyways, we have Gray and we have Ivy. I think her full name is like Mackenzie or something like that, but he calls her Ivy for some reason. Anyways, so Ivy is like the daughter of this guy who's in the big sports world. I don't know, but she's like trying to maybe follow in his footsteps, but also carve out a career of her own and see what she likes. But anyways, so she meets Gray because he comes home to visit or something, but he doesn't have a ride. So he's like, he gets to borrow this girl's car who's the daughter of this guy in, his line of work. But anyway, so he borrows his car and turns out to be like a super girly pink small car. And so from that, they just form this conversation through texting. They become friends, and I think it's just so gosh darn cute. Again, I think with friends to lovers trope, there's always that turning point where it's like, oh crap, I probably don't like you as a friend. I probably like you more than as a friend. And I feel like both parties always go through that together, but not at the same time, or if at the same time, they don't think the other person is on the same page. And so you get this nice tension, the angst. I love it. So The Friend Zone is my favorite book of the Game On series. But if you love like a whole group of friends, you love the sports romance, you like having each book focus on one couple, but they're all friends, and so you see a little bit about the old couples and old characters in the subsequent books, then I think you would really love Game On. Just don't be discouraged or don't be turned off by the covers, because I know a lot of people buy books based on like cover buys and stuff like that. Back then book covers were not really that good. So yeah, I mean, this book series still has like the male models and abs and stuff like that, so don't be turned off. Give it a try. Give book 2 a try. You can still read them as standalones, but obviously it's cool if you read them all together and you get a sense of all the characters that appear later on in the books, but you can definitely read it as a standalone. Just give The Friend Zone by Kristen Callahan a try if you want to dip your toes in there. I had to say by Kristen Callahan because there is The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez, and that's like its own separate series. But anyways, yes, Game On series. That's one. Number 2 recommendation is, and I feel kind of weird recommending this because the series, I've only read 1 book so far, but I think I got a sense of it. So if you like the Bergman Brothers series, then I have a recommendation for you. So the Bergman Brothers series, I don't know if anyone has read this yet, but it's been really popular. I think it's like a super long series. I think book 7 recently came out. There's this family, this really large family, the Bergman brothers. And so this book is about one of the brothers. His name is Ryder. and he meets the soccer player at the college. Her name is Willa. She's a soccer player. They don't really get along. So this is kind of like a enemies to frenemies to maybe friends to lovers type of romance. But I really like, this is by Chloe Leese, by the way. This is the only book that I read in the series so far. And I, in general, enjoyed it. So I think I will continue with the series. But I really like her books because I think she deals with a lot of, important topics in life. In this one, he is deaf. He actually became deaf 2 years prior because of a bacterial meningitis. And so this book deals with that. I think something happened earlier on with the first edition of this book where, she got maybe some sort of criticism or backlash. So she actually went back and rewrote it with recommendations or, learning more about the deaf community. So that was awesome. But yeah, so this whole series is about the Bergman brothers. I'm not sure if there are spin-offs or if there's like books about different family members, but this first one is about Ryder Bergman. And so I'm guessing later on, I think, it's about the other brothers, which I did get introduced with some of them in here. I think one of them is named Ren, and he seemed pretty interesting. But I believe she deals with a lot of topics like, body positivity, chronic illness, I think, or disability, and LGBTQ community too. So I like that about her book. So I definitely will continue. There is another series about a different set of brothers that I think you'd like if you like her series and you want to read about a family, family brothers too. If you like this series, I think you will like the Loveless Brothers series. So this one is by Roxy Noor. And I did talk about Roxy Noor just briefly in a past video because she is writing this spin-off series to this Loveless Brothers series. The Loveless Brothers series, what a mouthful. So the Loveless series is 4 books long. I do think that I read through all of them. Again, 1 is a major standout and is also coincidentally book number 2 in the series. So, number 1 is Enemies with Benefits. Number 2 is Best Fake Fiance. Number 3 is Break the Rules. Number 4 is The Hookup Equation. Number 5 is One Last Time. And so throughout these whole series, you just, explore relationships about each loveless brother. There's a lot of different tropes like teacher-student dating, enemies to lovers. I think that's the first book. What else is, yeah, so there's a lot of different tropes. So they're all different. Of course, my favorite is The Best Fake Fiance because once again, I don't know if I sound like a broken record, but it is a friends to lovers romance. So you have Daniel, which is one of the loveless brothers, and then you have Charlie, which is his best friend, and they've been best friends since they were little. I don't know little, but since they were teenagers. They've been friends a long time. I think they may have some sort of romance before, but they like looked over it. They're like super best friends now, super platonic. But Daniel has this daughter with another person. They're not together anymore, but she's trying to take all of the custody of the daughter Rusty away from him, and so he needs to figure out what he can do to best build up his case, how he's a great father. And he just blurts out one day like, yeah, I have a great life, a great steady life. I have my fiance Charlotte too, or Charlie. And so he just blurts it out. He didn't think of anything of it, but now because he said that and he thinks like the judges, the court or whatever is going to follow up on that, he's like, hey, Charlie, I accidentally said something. Can you help me out and go along with it? Can you be my fiance or wife, And so she's like, all right, cool. You're my best friend. I'll do anything for you. I love Rusty too. And so they enter this, fake fiance type of scenario. I love it. What is really cool too is Rusty. She's like the little kid, but she's really great. She gets along with everyone. She's like causing ruckus everywhere. But Rusty is one of the highlights of the book as well. So if you love the Bergman Brothers series, just give the Loveless Brothers series a try too. It is about a separate set of brothers. It's not as like it. Some of them are super, I don't know. Just give it a try. My next recommendation is for people who love From Blood and Ash. This is a fantasy romance series. It's about this maiden who all of her life is really, prepared to do this fulfill something. She is told at a young age that this is what your life is going to be, deal with it. And so she does. I do have to reread the series because I don't remember much. I just remember after reading the first book, I was like, damn, I'm so surprised. I did not know this is about monsters, vampires, and stuff like that, you know? So, spoiler alert, it's about vampires. And a lot of other stuff. It's about this huge world. It's about more than vampires, but it's a vampire book in essence. And so, if you love this book, which I think a lot of people love and are crazy over, then I think you would like K.A. Tucker, A Fate of Wrath and Flame. So they're not necessarily the same, but I did get the same sense near the end of the book where someone's fangs popped out and I was like, shit, I'm reading a vampire book again. So K.A. Tucker, she, you know, writes a lot of romance books, and this is one of her fantasy romance books. And it is a whole different world. There's a little sprinkle of Shadow and Bone vibes here in terms of like the political land aspects, but I really enjoyed this book. I just can't wait until the second book comes out because I am losing all the details as time flies by. So the next book comes out next month, and I'm definitely going to buy it right away and continue my journey. But basically it's, you know, it's so hard to explain. Maybe I'll talk about it more in my wrap up. But yeah, if you love From Blood and Ash and you need something to hold you over, maybe get into this world. It is a little bit or a lot of like fantasy world info dumping political shit, but just give it a try because I'm definitely waiting for this series to keep coming out with books so I can reread and then continue the series. And I was like, I really need something to fulfill that fantasy romance aspect in my life. So Fate of Wrath and Flame is a really good one. I think the next one is called A Curse of Blood and Stone. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, give it a try. That's my recommendation. My last one, overall, I would not recommend it as a whole, but I do know a lot of people have different reading tastes. And so if you're someone who loved Things We Never Got Over, then I think a book you would like, which she's a pretty popular author. I just haven't been hearing this much online or anything like that. But if you loved Things We Never Got Over, then you might like My Killer Vacation. I did not like this book. I may have disliked this more than Things We Never Got Over, but I feel like if you're someone who liked that book, then you would enjoy this. But basically, it's a little bit shorter than I thought it would be. It's not even 300 pages. So in my mind, it's kind of like a novella. But I was super excited about this one because I love it when my favorite genres just mesh together. And I thought this would be a nice, cute romance and thriller, mystery thriller type of book. So basically this main character, she's going on a vacation and bam, she's like mixed into this murder mystery because there's this dead guy in her rental house. And so this guy is like a bounty hunter. He's coming here because someone wants him to figure out exactly what is going on because the police is not exactly helping. But yeah, they're like getting in each other's way. They're like, all right, since you're in my way anyways, let's help each other out. So I thought it was going to be a really sweet, like, oh, you're getting on my nerves, but I actually kind of like you type of romance with a mystery involved. I thought I was going to really like it. And the cover is super pretty. And Tessa Bailey, I mean, even the feel of the book, I like it. It's like matte. But anyways, I thought I would like it. I did not like it. It was not really my type of favorite in terms of characters. You have that super annoying, arrogant alpha male who at first glance thinks he knows someone, and it's like, you know, this girl, she's like super prim and proper. She would not like me at all. She needs this type of man. Like, how do you even know? You don't know this person. But if you're the type of reader who likes those types of characters and writing style and plot, you might like this one. That's the kind of the vibe that I got from the guy in Things We Never Got Over. This one, however, is kind of a shorter story than Things We Never Got Over. There's a lot more just like smut, I feel like. Give it a try if you like Things We Never Got Over. It's a little bit shorter, so again, the storyline is not very, you know, it's not crazy. I think I liked Things We Never Got Over more because at least there was a lot of side characters that I liked in this book. I really don't like anyone, but there's my recommendation for you. Sorry, didn't mean to end off on a bummer there, but just gotta let you know there's another book that I did not like as much as Things We Never Got Over. But yeah, those are my recommendations. So to summarize, if you like the Off-Campus series, try the Game On series. If you like the Bergman Brothers series, try the Loveless Brothers series. If you like From Blood and Ash, give A Fate of Wrath and Flame a chance. I always mix up the book name. I always mix this up. Let's see. Give A Fate A Fate of Wrath and Flame a chance to hold you over. I still feel like I liked From Blood and Ash a lot better, but it was still good. It was pretty good. And then if you like Things We Never Got Over, give My Killer Vacation a try. So yeah, I hope you like my recommendations. If you definitely have not read any of the first series, you know, minus Things We Never Got Over, if you haven't read any of the first books, like the Off Campus series, the Bergman Brothers series, From Blood and Ash, give those a try, of course. But these are just some underrated recommendations for books that I have not heard much for, and I kind of want to give a boost there. Especially the Game On series and the Lilith Brothers series. I feel like they're just fantastic romances that not a lot of people have been talking about, so give them a try, please. Thank you once again for watching my videos and supporting me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!